Good evening. My name is Chris Peterson. This is my audience. First off, I'd like to thank all y'all for coming out here tonight to listen to my informative speech about Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've broken his life down into many categories, such as his early childhood, bodybuilding, acting, his political career, and his personal life. He's come from a lot of tragedies and to made something of his life. Arnold Schwarzenegger was born into a poor family in 1947. His mother's name was Aurelia, and his father's name was Gustav. His father served as a Nazi, or in the Nazi army in the beginning of World War II, and was discharged in 1943 after he came down with malaria. At the age of 14, Arnold realized that he wanted to become a bodybuilder. At the age of 18, every Austrian male is required to serve at least 1 year in the service with their military. So that's what he did at the age of 18. He went AWOL whenever the Army wouldn't let him join or compete in the Junior Mr. Europe contest, and he actually had to serve 1 week in prison, military prison for that. In 1968, he moved to the U.S. to become a bodybuilder at the age of 21. He quickly got the nickname the Austrian Oak. He made his pro debut on the circuit in 1968 when he entered the Mr. Universe contest, which he placed first in. He also went into that competition in 1969 and 1970, which he also took first in. 1969, he was also in the Mr. Olympia contest, which he took second place in. Went back in 1970 and won the top prize, first place, as well as in 1971 through 1975, also taking first. With his victory in 1970, he was titled the youngest male or youngest person to receive the honor of the Mr. Universe or Mr. Olympia award. He retired in 1975, only to come back in 1980 out of retirement to go for the Mr. Olympia title one more time, and he took first in that as well. Just some facts: his deadlift weight was 680. He could bench press 440 pounds, and he could squat 470 pounds. During all this, he didn't want to just become a bodybuilder. He also wanted to do more with his life, so he became an actor. His first film that he starred in was 1970 Hercules in New York. When the film was finished, they had to dub all of his lines because his accent was so strong in it. In 1976, he won the Golden Globe Award for New Star of the Year in the film Stay Hungry. Most of the critics said that he would never last because his accent was so strong and because his name was so long. But he didn't let them get him down. And so in 1977, he brought bodybuilding to the big screen in the film Pumping Iron. He came out in 1982 with the box office hit Conan the Barbarian, and made the sequel to that, Conan the Destroyer, in 1984. I'm sorry. 1984, he also came out with The Terminator, a little more familiar film. 1991 was Terminator 2, which was actually the highest grossing movie for that year. 2003, he came out with Terminator 3, just a few other films you might know. Twins, Kindergarten Cop, Predator, Jingle All the Way, Junior, Eraser, Batman and Robin. Those are just a few of his films that he's also done. He was also very involved in the political world. He made his first appearance at a political rally with George W. Bush in 1988. He served as a chairman of the council for the president for physical fitness and sports from 1990 to 1993. 1993 to 1994, he was a ambassador for the Red Cross to get blood donations. In August of 2003, he announced on the Jay Leno show that he was going to be running for the governor of California. In October of 23, he was elected the governor of California, and he's actually the first foreign governor elected since 1862, when it was a Irishman named John Downing. I'm sorry. In 2006, he was re-elected with 56% of the votes. He's also a very good businessman. By the age of 30, he was already a millionaire. This was before he even got to Hollywood and started making films. He had a bricklaying company that he started in 1968, which didn't really get big until 1971 when the San Fernando Valley earthquake had happened and destroyed a lot of the buildings. He also had other companies such as mail-order businesses, had money invested in real estate housing companies, had a restaurant, and they say that his net worth is anywhere from $400 to $800 million right now. When he moved to America in 1968, it was just a year after that he became intimate and started dating and lived with a lady named Barbara Outland. He was with her from 1969 to 1974. Shortly after that, they broke up, and he met Mary Shriver, which is actually John F. Kennedy's niece. In April of 1986, they were married. They have 4 children together. Unfortunately, in May of 2011, they separated because of him having a son with one of their house help. So, and it's kind of a sad story. But I thank y'all for stopping by today, taking the time out of y'all's day to listen to my informative speech. Just a little recap. We went over his early childhood, about how his father was in the Army. We went over how he was a bodybuilder, all the awards that he won, how he was in politics, serving as a chairman on the committees with the president, how he's also a businessman, made millions before he even got to Hollywood. So are there any questions that I could answer for you guys right now?
I have a question. Will he go back into politics, or is he done with that stage of his life?
I think he's probably done with it for now. We'll have to see. You know, nobody can tell the future, but I think probably with all the stuff that happened with him and his wife back in 2011 with the kid and the help, it's probably going to skew him from going back anymore. Any other questions?
Yes, what inspired you to do Arnold?
Well, I like Arnold a lot because he came from nothing and amounted to something. He didn't let anybody tell him no. When the critics told him that he was never going to make it, he tried harder, and made something of himself. He didn't stop. He's the American dream, or he came here to achieve the American dream, which I believe he has achieved.
I think we're all dying to know, is he going to be coming out in any new movies anytime soon?
Well, funny you should ask. He actually has released last year saying that he should be signing on to be in a few films such as The Expendables 2 and Black Sunday, and maybe even a couple other films.
Nice.
Are there any other questions?
Sums it up for me.
Well, I'd like to thank all of y'all for stopping by again.
Thank you for having me, Bob.
Please be careful of driving tonight.
We will.
10-4.